Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today Arena Championship top 16 deck that instantly stole my heart. And what more, we kinda crushed it in High Mythic, even in Best of 1, as I pre-cybered the deck to make it a little bit better. I will show the exact adjustments in the outro. So today you will see the highest levels of Mythic plays with really intense games, so grab some popcorn and prepare for Zultai Dream to finally come true. And by the way, nearly every single other deck was Vivi card on, so you probably don't want to see this one. So enjoy and have fun! They will discard creatures, so this will be a tons of card advantage for them. Alright, I will allow this. Just because I think even if they have more cards, most of them should be not relevant. So I think it's fine. We just counter the big stuff. Our opponent probably knows that we have something. This is a nice draw, so I don't need to play Fabled Passage. Honestly, I think we are in okay spot. We can double spell the Exhale and kill Arden, so once we can actually not even react to reanimation and use this, like double removal as a counter spell basically. This is good. This is the type of stuff that we can use Exhale on. But of course they cycle cards, that's good. This probably won't be super relevant. Alright, so we just killed. What we need right now is card advantage. This is absolutely what we need to hit. Every turn we could, I could ignore this and draw cards, but I just don't have a way to draw cards, you know? And we already have the mana we need. Alright, so we can chill. This is 5 mana. This is huge moment for every control player, because then you can 3-step. Man, I need this card foiled. How is this? Like, this card not, foiled. It's a sin, basically, at this point. So we could just go Exhale or really get the stuff going. This is such... Wait, no. I need to get rid of it. I don't have mana. I can cast it, but not for, the cost I actually want to cast it for. So let's go for the blue mana, because we have, some 3 steps ahead. I do it mostly to draw cards. Like, I'll be honest. This could be just answered with, like, Exhale or something. So we could get a land. Counter spells are better. And at some point we will draw, a Marang probably, so this will be even more relevant. Alright, they are going for the Faithful, a very nice draw, so maybe with this we can multi-spell. Marang would also work. So I think it is the Exhale, otherwise they are taking the Arden, and we don't really want to see this. We pay, and we pray. This will be a little bit scary turn. We don't have 5 mana for 3 steps ahead, so we need to use those Exhales, and we don't want to go 2 for 1 here. And this will be rough. Oh my god, this is perfect. Thank you. This exactly gives the reason for my cool counter spell. But we need to still get some card advantage, but we are getting closer to it. Like, we are actually whiffing super hard. We are close to 1/3 of the deck, and we didn't draw a single Marang, Rakshasas Bargain, or consult the star charts. However, we can use counter spells really nice. We could even just Bitter Triumph this. I think Bitter Triumph is good enough here. We just pay life, they cannot really threaten us, and we should be completely fine here. And we keep all the big cards for the future. This Exhale will probably hit something. Well, a whiff, just a good old whiff, and we need to draw cards until we don't whiff. Sure. I mean, it is what it is. They can use it for the stories, so that's a bit of a pain. I could attack with Cottage. Right, so they drew a land, and that was another Arden. Like, they have a lot of stuff. They probably play Terza as well. So I will crack it, so we have less basics in the deck, which means that we are less likely to draw basics from the deck, because I don't want to draw basics from the deck anymore. Just give me Marang and we can be friends forever. Do we kill it at the end step? This one alone doesn't really... Well, that's not perfect. So if we play the land, we can use this and the new land, and we have 3 mana exactly. You know what? I'm in a pickle. I will go for this play. A little bit of a desperation, but we are getting flooded so hard that I think it might be actually the play. We also get the food token that will be useful later. Alright. Very mean. Very, very, very mean. But we are rolling with it. It was a worthwhile attempt. And we got one of the cards. Now they can go for the stories, which is not perfect for us. I mean, they can do it anyway. I think we just tank 4 damage here. No, we have the priority. That's fine. So 4 damage is like threatening, but not the biggest deal. As long as we keep control over this board, we should be fine. Ouch. that still hurts. And let's see what the play is. Oh, they're going for this one. This has to be Exhale. Like, they will discard a creature, and this is incredibly good value for them. And this is the only card we can play. Alright, finally. Alright, with this we can fix everything that went wrong so far. Like, this fruit was really painful. I kinda regret activating Cottage. Maybe it wasn't worth it. So we want to play Marang on this turn, which means that I'm not playing anything else. I'm taking 4 damage, and you know it. I mean, the next turn we go to 1, so this is the optimal way to win the game. But jokes aside, thanks to taking this damage, I can make much better play. Kiora. We could, so they can draw 2 cards and discard. But then we can use Necropsy to answer everything. I think it's worth it. We give them good selection, so they are still getting some value, but using this as the perfect answer to the whole board, it's really tempting. And it's not like what they can do. Put more Ardens? Like, it's kind of the same stuff at this point. Let's get Marangs and start chaining. The tap was wrong. We want green mana in case we draw Rakshasas Bargain. We didn't. We drew a tapland, which is actually a little bit problematic. Not the perfect draws. I hoped for a little bit better stuff. But we'll work with it. Alright, this is the better stuff. So we play the land. It will be super important for the next turn. This is a really good card. You don't say no to this. And we have to remove it first. So let's check the mana. And this is the mana. Well, I guess we could do it at the upkeep. In case they have something. Like, if they have any kind of blue interaction, we tax their mana on their turn, and they still do not draw the card. So I think this is like a strictly better play. Here you go. So, no artifacts. This is a creature, but this is enchantment. And that's how you can cheat some cool value. We need 5 mana. Alright, let's do it this way, I guess. So far good. But I'm a little bit scared if they can double spell. Probably not really on this turn, right? Because if they double reanimate, they need 8 mana. On this turn they have 7. So that probably means 1 reanimation. But let's see, they might have some tricks, and that will be a bit of a problem. I can counter them, but I'm taxed on mana. That's why it was... they returned this. But they need to replay it and then we counter it? See, so they had it. If I cast it during my turn, it would be horrible, because then they have full mana on this turn. So that was actually incredibly good for us. But now, because we are taxing this mana, they are using 3 mana for Kiora probably, and that means we counter and that's it. Oh boy, they actually want everything. Alright, so I guess we counter this one then. Don't forget, they are losing cards for this. So even though they saved both creatures, they used 2 cards from the hand. And they taxed 4 mana, so they can only play FOMO right now. I like our situation. Like, we have good stuff here. And we have Marang, we have tons of... We have only 3 cards, but each one of those cards is absolutely premium. Those are like 3 best cards of the deck we have. We can even double counter spell, which is amazing. Well, we have to counter this one. And that means they probably play Kiora and we will counter as well. So really good draw. This is incredibly good. It's 1 mana that forces a 5 mana play on us. We got Marang, which is cool. Having those Marangs is like gold. Alright? And hopefully that's it. I really don't want them to have a 2-drop. Perfect. See, this is where we are getting here. Alright, this could be Rakshasa's Berghain, honestly, but we can just cast it on their turn. We are still fighting for control over this game. Our opponent has... This was more than I expected. But here they are starting to whiff. They are drawing cards, that's fine, because we can also draw cards. By the way, they went through half of the deck already. Aurelia. Oh, I did not expect this play. Alright. We need to get into some more counter spells, probably. We also have Cease and Desists. Man, I'm so happy I sideboarded it. It just works in every matchup I'm playing, like literally. Yes, see? This is what happens when you start getting the value. So first we go Marang, because it shuffles itself into the library, which means you can draw... Oh my god. See? This is the golden draw. With this, well, you will never lose. You will never lose. Alright. So we need to counter the rest, probably. Alright, this is the turn. On this turn, we seize control. We have all the mana to make sure that we have the great cards for the next turn. Then we can start spamming them with Marangs for the, winning game. But for now, they are lacking us, plays more and more. Alright, this is kind of huge, but they can take... Okay, so what will they take? I think Arden or Kiora. Okay, I need to check Aurelia. What do you do exactly? It needs to attack. Alright, it doesn't matter. They need to pay all the mana to go for animation game plan, and that means shoot the sheriff just hits everything. Let's make a stop. That's one of the weaknesses for Arden. If you have removal, you can just ignore their animation, which is, for example, not the case in some of the other plays. They will draw cards. So this is the moment when we strike. Let's first consult the star charts. This might give us better plays, like counter spells. Do we have any? Definitely a counter spell. Not sure if we will play it, but we'll definitely take it. And honestly, I think we just go Marangs. At this point, Marangs answer everything. Alright, and we could counter it and kill the Arden. But they're just drawing cards. I know it seems like I'm overthinking, but believe me, if you make bad calls, you can lose this game. I think drawing cards is okay. First, we give them the decision how to discard, then we kill Arden, and then we go crazy. With all those Marangs, see, they discarded 2 cards. This actually was a good play. Now Arden gets destroyed, and now we go to the end step. This was really efficient turn, and we use every single point of mana, and here's Cease, which is absolutely amazing for us. And I will take Untap Land. Like, we have so much value, all we need is enough mana to cast it. And here's the Cottage, very nice draw. Alright, 3, 6, can we go from... No, not yet. I know it seems that we could just smash Marang into the board, but if you do, you can lose the game, because they can multi-spell, and if all of those 4 cards are good, you might actually lose this. Let's go Marang. And then we decide. You can spam Marangs, because you will probably draw Marangs anyway. See, we got this, which means that we can waste the card. Honestly, this is not very good. I don't think we need it. Perfect. So now they went with Arden. You can see that they are lacking answers more and more with every turn. This was a horrible play, and they went for it, because they have to. Now we can go Marang, draw more cards, and every cycle we get more and more control over the game. As long as they have cards, you still need to be careful. I don't think it's Deadly Core. Well, this one doesn't hit anything. Alright. And this is start of the end. We should have enough mana for double Cease and Desist, I believe. Right? Yeah, we have exactly 4. Which means we can go for the first Marang and see if it dies to removal. Alright. As you can see, our mana is incredibly taxed. Right now we cannot even 3 steps ahead, but once we untap, and this sticks, this is fine. This is fine. As long as this doesn't do like anything to Marang or, you know, doesn't reanimate, we are completely fine with this. With this deck, you don't have a lot of win cons. I was kind of surprised how light on win cons it is, and you need to really work, you know, for those wins. This is fine. With Marang on board, we can ignore it. They're wasting mana, they're cycling cards. This shows that they don't have good plays. Faithful. This is a good play, but we can just... That's why cease and desist is so important. So they can right now go for Arden, hoping that this one finally sticks, because so far we always answered it. Nope. Nope. We came prepared. Which Arden it is? I think this should... Oh, here you go. This is the one. Let's get rid of all of them, shall we? And this is the player that draws cards and live game. By the way, we are at 5 all of this time, and as you can see, it doesn't matter at all. And now we are entering the stage where we have all the answers, and our opponent has nothing. They have one more play. So on this turn, alright, on this turn we will use this to find removal, so we have empty board and then Marang can hit. Now returning. That's kinda okay, I guess. But first let's consult the star charts and see exactly where we are. Because we might draw a removal, which will be easier. Removal will fix it. And we actually got it. Necropsy, also pretty good. I will take Necropsy. Because it can answer 2 for 1. They cannot attack into Cottage yet. They need to remove it. So let's see what they will exactly do. By the way, they might go through the whole deck and will literally absorb every single hit. I really like playing like this. This is so fun, man. So let's go to combat phase. Now we exhale. They know about Marang, so we can just behold the dragon. And see, this is how cheap you can answer it. I could go for the Cottage, but this is just a safer play that does exactly the same thing. Alright, perfect. Now all the lands are untapped, all the control over the game is ceased, and we still have enough for a counter spell. And this is the moment when we actually want to finish the game. Our opponent has no fuel, probably no place. We still have anti-reanimation, we have a counter spell. All we need, well, I guess this is a removal. So at this point they probably have no way out, especially with this draw. Overall, see, the last card was a very good card, 4 damage to something. But that doesn't do anything right now. So we take it. We can just kill it. 4 damage, down to 3. And we go Necropsy. So, creature, enchantment, so they cannot bounce it. And we will exile, I guess this. Should be enough. And as you can see, 0 cards, 0 board, and only despair. And this is how you should be playing control decks. We can play another Marang, so it's faster, because then we can win on the next turn. We know they can only do 1 card, which means 1 counter spell will do. So this is 6 damage on this turn, 12 on the next one, and with Cottage that will be 16, which is lethal. So we have guaranteed win right now. Even if they drew the best card of the deck. They can watch in despair the top card that wouldn't go through, and that's kinda it. So now we go for this. And if you play this differently, I believe you could actually lose multiple times. But with this, we were ironclad from start to finish, and alright, I won't spoil the results. I will tell them in the outro. I can see a complete argument to pay life and just play the Watery Grave, because then you can play the Exhale. And this would be actually the better play. So that was extra damage that we didn't need to take, but we should be fine. We don't have a 2-drop, so it should be kind of the same. We have all the colors of mana, right? Let's just make sure. This needs an island. This one is. Alright, so we have all the colors. Do we need double colors? Let's go for swamp. This deck is pretty heavy on swamps. If you want to multi-spell especially. A pretty bad draw here. So we just need to exhale, we cannot do anything more, so we can use this turn for a grave. And we'll just show Marang. It shouldn't be the biggest deal. I don't think it's worth 2 life to conceal that we have Marang. Enduring Innocence. This is a perfect deadly cover-up target. So I think, by the way, is it uncounterable? Oh, of course. Of course they cannot be. Why wouldn't they? So let's go for this one. 1 mana removal seems fine. And our opponent doesn't do any damage. This will get removed with deadly cover-up. So we need to buy some time here. I will make a stop because we unfortunately don't have any play. This is kind of rough. Like, you don't want to miss this turn. That's kind of huge. So this is probably the weakest spot of our whole gameplay. Alright. They will draw the card. But we have answers. As long as they don't kill us, I think we can do it. So of course this will be pretty wild because this can create creatures with everything, and this, draws cards, puts counters. Like, they have stuff going on. And they're on the play, so that means we cannot... So if we were on the play, this would be the turn when we sweep everything, and they would never get any value, basically. But they will. So that's a bit of a problem, and we are getting flooded a little bit. That's way too much. Let's go for this. Now we have Necropsy and Marang. So, I mean, we have options. I don't think we'll die on this turn, which means we can sweep, which means we can use Marang, probably. So, oh boy. I need to actually count if we are dead here. I don't think we are. So, and there's X. There is 1 counter. So they will put 1 counter here. So that will be a 5 damage and 4. 9 damage. We're at 6. And then we solve everything. Alright. Alright. You got it. They don't need to make a creature, I believe. Because they already drew with this, and you can draw only once a turn. Yep, let's take the hit. We could of course remove those creatures, but then we are not getting all the juicy value. That's all the decisions for the turn. We go for Marang, we try to fix the stuff. We could take lands from the graveyard, I guess. From the library, sorry. So I think we get rid of the land here. Alright, that was probably the biggest hit of the whole game, but now we are... Oh, I cannot. Oh, I cannot. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that was bad. I forgot we don't have evidence because we didn't have like cease and desist and stuff. So we will still make the play, and next deadly cover-up can get rid of it, but we'll probably have to use Necropsy for this one, and they will get some extra cards. So this is a little bit more rough than I expected. Yeah, this lack of evidence is disturbing. This will be a little bit harder. Like, those cards that they get extra will be the problem because we are the control deck, we need to be ahead. And ballots just keep hitting our face, man. Well, I needed this before. So we can use Necropsy. I definitely need the land here. And I'll be honest, I just crack it. Let's just make sure we can double play on this turn. Blue, because we might need double blue. Alright, so we can kill with Necropsy this and this, but then they hit with this. If I deadly cover up, I cannot prevent the next place. I can get rid of all the Balofs, which can be good enough. But I would love to get rid of this, man. Do you think they have 2 enchantments? I could risk that they cannot pump it to 3-3. I can always live gain with this. You know what? I think that's fine. Oh, by the way, damage cannot be prevented, but we don't prevent the damage. Alright, let's go. This will be a rough turn. This turn will decide literally everything. Might draws a card, not much more. They cannot tap it. I think this is the moment. No? Do we have 5? Yes, we have. Oh my god, that was close. Creature. Enchantment. This way they don't draw cards. We solve the biggest problem. And we need 5 mana, 2 for Baloth, 3 for Glimmer. That's the perfect answer so far. Now, the board is not scary. They don't get the counters, they deal 1 damage. Innkeeper's Talent. This feels like a card that could be annoying, but they need more stuff for it, right? Alright guys, I need to think about this. This counterspell potentially will change the game. With this, every creature is scary, but we are at 3, so we need to kill everything anyway. Word 1 doesn't matter. They will... wait. I mean, this is enchantment, and this puts 1 counter. Alright, we will have to counter. We could cease and desist, I guess. Then we get the life gain, and we get to 5. Alright, I will counter it because I was talking too much and I actually need to make a play. I think cease and desist was better, to be absolutely honest. But we'll take the damage. Land is nice. Now we can deadly cover up and solve one of the problems. And we still have cease and desist, so that's fine. Let's go, let's go. You need to be really efficient with evidence with this deck. We cannot make too many... like, we don't have too much time. We go for buff, they probably play 4. Well, not sure, but they could be playing 4 off. Yeah, I guess they didn't. But that was the card that threatens us the most. They have the Hydra and Sheltered, so not super scary stuff. Alright. No manlands. Alright. We know, that's kinda important what they have in the deck. And we can cease and desist and draw something. This can also destroy Shelter by Ghosts, but I don't really think we need it. We'll just kill the creature beneath it. That's fine. I mean, I'm not super happy to see it. Oh no, like the 1-drop is the problem. Oh no, I really... bro, this is the perfect draw. I think this draw wins the game. But we might life gain. Basic... man... oh, they don't have a counter. Okay, they don't have a counter. That's huge. Alright, alright. I forgot that the Hydra, you know, makes the creatures only on the next turn. So this is the end step. This will be the trigger. And now we can life gain a little bit. I might deadly cover up this, so I will keep it. This is also an annoying card. I will get cards that do not matter. And we life gain. We will draw 2 new cards, so that will decide how we play it. Land, not amazing. Marang, kinda amazing. Alright, so we could play Marang, bounce all of this, then they replay 1 creature and Sheltered. Then we can Necropsy it. We could also draw more cards. So I could Necropsy this, play land. Man, I don't want to pay life for this. But we could counterspell the next thing, and then this is the only thing that sticks. Man, those decisions are hard. We can win the game or lose based on how we do it. Playing Marang is kinda nice, but then we lose the card advantage completely. I think this is correct play. I think this is how we need to do it, because this land needs to be untapped. Alright, so they want to pump this one. We could just destroy it. How much stuff in the... oh, we have stuff. We have stuff. So we can just kill it. That's fine. This doesn't really do as much as they think. And they wasted half of the mana. Alright, and now we know the last card. That's the biggest deal. Bro, see, this is how you patiently play control. And with this, we completely obliterated their game plan. Man, they have nothing. So this is what, 3, 5. So we can just go for deadly cover up. It is enough. And suddenly they deal 1 damage, they lost all of the cards, they have absolutely nothing. And now I think we could play Marang if we want. And then we can copy it with 3 steps ahead. I think this is okay play. Oh, this is such a good draw. I wish we had it earlier. This is exactly type of stuff we needed. You know what? Okay, we are the control deck. We can take this 1 damage. Guys, if you are not winning at 1, you're just not winning at all. This is important because spending this 1 life actually sets up us so much better into the future that it's crazy. So, we can do everything right now. Do we want to play Marang? Probably not. I will start with the Berghain, and then we will see what the cards are. That will decide how we... Well, that is... Those are cards, you know? Well, 2 absolutely useless cards. Well, this is the worst we could get, to be honest. So we will just counter it, like, completely. We will draw cards, we will cycle this... Do I need to take the pain? Nope. Just making sure. Yep, and this is how you win. This is how you win. I don't think we even need the land here. They're nice, but don't you worry, we'll just draw more. Alright, and this is the big play. So now we have what? 3 mana. We can take this damage and get rid of the next spell, and then go from this. I guess we bounce anyway, right? We can just kill it, so Reach, Death Touch doesn't matter. Alright, this is huge. If they draw something expensive, Exhale will counter it. It can only be 1 drop that goes through. Let's see the last card. Alright, that's good enough. And those Exhales are amazing. I really like this card. This is so smooth, so efficient, and so quick. And I sound like a commercial, but it's the truth. We need to kill this guy. And now, see? Step by step, we completely obliterated everything they have, and we check the deck so we know they don't have hasters. And now we can consult the star charts, and that will be how we close the game. This is a pretty powerful draw, not gonna lie. But we can fight it. We can absolutely fight. Oh my god. Oh my god. We have everything. I think we just go with this. Like, you cannot go wrong with those 2 cards. Sure. Do I want another? No. We just chill. We just chill. They get the cool counter. Now, you need to be smart about how you close the game, because if you sleep for a moment, they might actually get a good draw that pierces through your defense. So we go Cottage. A pretty nice draw, honestly. I could play Marang. This way we get rid of it. It, of course, cannot attack. And this is enough damage to finish the game. So if they replay, yeah, let's go. That's how you do it, step by step. But you can see, at any point our opponent could not draw anything that changed the game. Like, we got them trapped, man. Let's go. This is kinda important. We can always get stuff. We do not behold the dragon because we don't have one. We can exile the stuff from the graveyard. So that helps a little bit. Of course, Cecil is kinda rough here. That's a ton of damage, and we indeed got mana screwed. So my greed was punished, but we have enough cheap answers that we can keep going for a while. So I hope it will still prove to be the better play. But we'll see. Miner. Going around those counter spells, huh? We have Deadly Cover-Ups. So this is probably more or less a bait. By our time of thinking, our opponent probably knows that we had a play. Do we take the damage? Do we take the damage? I honestly think we do not. Then they can play a 2-drop. We will have to remove it. It's putting us into a little bit worse position, but I think it's worth it. For 2 mana, it shouldn't be like super something scary. But let's see. This is the second main... Alright, this is the best... Okay, this was the play. So first, we hit the third land, which is absolutely massive for us. And at the same time, we didn't get punished for removing this one. Now they only have Miner, and because we answered this quickly, the Cecil, we can actually tank it for way longer than normally. And at the end step, we can already go for the Berghain, because we have all the mana. Man, I'm so happy. It worked out perfectly. I was greedy, but thanks to this, now we have tons of options. And we can exile the Graveyard, because I kinda pre-sideboarded it. The deck a little bit, you know? Like, I just couldn't help myself. I think it's a little bit better this way. So what is the play? They can do something, and they didn't. Amazing. So now let's go for the Berghain. For 3 mana, we draw 2 cards. Amazing. Alright, Watery Grave is the first one. Is it Marang or Consult? This will draw 2 out of 4. This will draw 3 out of 4. Well, 3 cards, and then we discard 1. So I think this one is a little bit better. I think it is a little bit better. Let's go. Let's go. We will pain ourselves. So our life total is incredibly important here. Oh, and we have also the exhale and exhale. I kinda missed it, but that was the reason to absolutely take Marang. So if I noticed, I would not hesitate. But I hesitated and I still made the right choice. And as you can see, our opponent is trying to push for damage, but they are in this horrible spot when they know that they just cannot do everything they want. And we can use the black mana now. So, we behold the dragon. We pay 1 mana. This is incredibly important because that opens a counter spell and potentially we can, you know, do more stuff on this turn. And we want to play Cease and Desist if we have time. They probably want to trigger crime somehow, so let's see how they do it. 5 mana, absolutely guys, this is the start of us taking control. It's not there yet, but we have more and more nice answers. Well, this has to be countered. They didn't have 2 mana play before, I think, so we will go with the big counter spell. I think this is the turn. They play the land for the turn, I believe. Because if they play the land... I think they did, I'm not sure, but we'll go with it just to make it faster. Because that if they play the land, they cannot play land into another corpses. This card is massive. Honestly, I think we go with Cottage. Verge allows us to play counter spell with Alright, this could be a win con, but I think we just go with Marangs. And we keep the rest. Cottage is a really nice card, so I'm not super happy about discarding, but I think it's worth it here. Because we might be forced into counter spell. Soon our opponent will be out of gas, and they will scoop. Like, they have less and less relevant cards, and with big exhale, we can punish it super hard. I still think we will play Marang. Like, we have so much card advantage that we should hit something more. Do we need more lands? I kinda like lands. I like lands. What can I say? I think it's worth it. Deadly Cover-Up. It's nice, but I don't think we need to do it now. So, let's see what our opponent... There will be still like a big push by our opponent, but let's see what exactly they will do. Alright, we're really happy with this because our cards are simply better. So every turn that our opponent is not doing something, we are more and more ahead, especially if they play a land. Okay, this could be a counter spell, or we can just kill it. In which case, this will be in the graveyard and we can get rid of it. I think we just tank it. At least for now. This is a big threat, because it's not great against counter spells. As you can see, they have tons of mana. I will start discarding those soon. We take the 2 damage and we see what, where it goes. We can go for 5 mana on Deadly Cover-Up. Yeah, this will be a bit of a problem, so we need to solve this one. Okay, not the greatest draw, but not the worst one as well. So now we are in this position where we are waiting for our card advantage to make sure that we close the game. To be honest, this is getting so annoying that maybe we play something. They have Corpses of the Lost, which will be the big problem. Okay, I need to think. So if we force them to replay it for 1 mana, then Corpses will get Exhale. I need to check if they play the land. This is like actually important on this turn. I think they didn't, but they probably don't have it. Alright, so I will make something that is normally a mistake. Oh, they're going to attackers. Oh, that's rough. Oh, and this is Warlock, so we actually need to go for Bitter Triumph. Alright, then it's different. So I wanted to go, but we didn't have priority. They went directly into combat phase. So we will pay 3 life. Well, does it matter, really? You know what, we'll just chill with it. We'll see what the next draw is. I really hope we can get some card advantage. or something that exiles this from the graveyard, like Cease and Desist. I'm very happy with how we sideboarded, because it seems that Cease and Desist is very useful so far, like in tons of situations. Marang, all of this will do. Alright, that's what we wanted. Alright, with this we can start doing stuff. So I think we go for Bitter Triumph. We could also Deadly Cover Up and kinda fix this. Yeah, I think this is good, because with Marang, we can answer the next place. But we need to tap right. Okay, this is kinda fine. Alright, let's go. Deadly Cover Up. We, of course, evidence. The idea is that we will solve the card that is super annoying so far, the Cooler. And now, it will be gone for the rest of the game. So now the big threat is Corpses of the Lost, and that's it. I would love to have one more land, because then I could double counterspell, but we should, we should do it. And now we need to get rid of this incredibly annoying card. Oh my god, they have stuff there. I'm happy to see they have no Corpses of the Lost. Sure, man, they need creatures. So if they don't draw a creature, they basically lose the game here. But if they draw a creature, we just counter it. I think this Cooler was the only out they had, yep. And now you can see that we are getting into the driver's seat. I honestly will pay life. I don't think they can threaten us. So they have Stab. This doesn't do anything. They need creature for this one. If we play Marang already, we have enough mana for a counterspell. This is perfect. And now, after this turn, so they need to draw something that wins the game right now, because Marang alone will be enough to close it. And yeah, I think they're gone. And this is such a cool deck. Like, you have this phase when you actually need to fight for your survival and stuff like this. But once you are after it, it's fine. Like, I don't think they can do anything. It's not an artifact, it's not an enchantment, and Stab, of course, doesn't hit it. Shelter needs a creature. This is literally the best draw of the whole deck. This was the one card I was fearing. It also gives them the creature. So absolutely perfect hit. This is the dream, and we are still prepared, and we are still winning this one. But that was as good of a draw as this deck humanly can get in this situation. Because if you don't counter this, this takes over the game. And it also gives them creature for sheltered, so it's even better. And now we just never tap. We have enough dragons to counterspell everything with Exhale, and we can draw cards with Marang to make more plays. I could play Marang, but then I risk losing the game, so it doesn't seem to be a great idea. And one Marang is all you need. If you can protect it, your opponent cannot do anything. Okay. I'm waiting for the continuation. That was just a bait, man. Alright, so we just counter it with double counterspell, or we remove it? I think we remove it. But first things first, we wait until they sheltered it. They have to. They have no other way. What are you? Rogue. So I think it's... Can you like move it? Thank you. I think assassins should be pretty outlawish, but rogues? Yep, as well. So we need to go for Bitter Triumph, which means we pay life. We will discard extra card, but that still gives us 2 counter spells. Yep. Which means that we can counter the next spell, even if that's amazing, like Corpses of the Lost. So they lost all of the cards. Now we can draw with Marang. This doesn't do anything really. Oh, that's such a nice play. I hope they will do it. I honestly hoped for it. And now we can go for Marang and start closing the game even harder. As you can see, once you get it going, your opponent just cannot really do anything, even with like super good draw. Alright? I mean, man, I love this deck so much. Like, this is exactly how I love playing Zultai. Well, every channel veteran probably knows that I love this type of Zultai since a very long time. And we actually played it on the channel, so it just warms my heart to see this at Arena Championship. Man, that is a good validation boost when we used those decks exactly, especially Necropsy and Cease and Desist, which seemed to be a little bit niche. Like, I didn't see them used on the ladder like ever. It was only us that were using it. And now, in top 16 of Arena Championship. So I just needed to vent a little bit. I was so happy to see this deck. And honestly, the games at Championships were pretty, like, intense, man. I enjoy it. So, before we go into the stats, the sideboarding that I promised, you will get all of this, but our absolute legend for today is Brachydicycle, and my friend, you got a true champions deck, so this one cannot be cooler. Zultai from Arena Championship, I really hope you enjoyed. Games were like full control dream, so really thank you for support, and I hope you had as much fun as I, playing those games. Really thank you for being part of the channel, it means a lot. So, about the deck, first things first, the changes. They weren't super massive, but in the games you have seen they made a massive difference. We actually did not have Cease and Desist in the main board, and you've seen how much difference this makes, especially that we can cast both modes. And what did we cut? The Stormbrood and Exhale. You see them in the sideboard here. They were originally in the main board. I personally don't love this one. I understand why it's here, and of course, like the better player than me have chosen this strategy, and obviously it worked. But for best of one, I usually enjoy more Cease and Desist because there are so many reanimation decks, and also the Desist part completely wipes the artifact deck. Like, you can kill all the synthesizer, all the constructs, all the snares get removed, and then you get stuff back that they exalt with it. So I think this one feels better for me in best of one, and it seems to be working, and we stole some nice plays with this one. And it also fuels Deadly Cover-Up like a champ together with Necropsy, so I really like it. Of course, removing one Exhale for best of one is a little bit risky, but I didn't want to cut the card advantage. Like, you need those cards. So in all honesty, I think after playing with the deck, I would cut another Stormbrood and probably add either third Cease or Desist, or get back one Exhale. This card is solid and it has always some use generally, but I think those two usually hit the spot, and you can always cycle Cease and Desist if you don't hit stuff. So guys, and the score. You actually saw all of the games I played with this deck. We went flawlessly. Every single game was a win, and you have seen that even though it was shaky at times, we had a solid grip over the game, and it was extremely fun. Like, I loved playing with this deck. So, yeah, we probably could go higher, but those were probably enough control for you, so you probably didn't want to see more games anyway. And something that got me thinking is that this deck is incredibly light on win cons. Like, in order to win the game, you basically have double Cottage, 4 Marangs, and I hope it was enough, because you have nothing more. So this is very interesting. I guess in the worst case you can try to deadly cover up their basic maybe, or some lands to lower the library, but you're doing so many cards that you will probably mill first. So this is interesting. I usually don't go with 4 Marangs as the main win con basically, but apparently it was working at the championships, and it was working for me in best of one. So this is something of a learning experience for me. I might be testing less win cons, because apparently this is enough, and that is something that really got me thinking. Of course, in the sideboard you have some more, which is, best of 3 things, but yeah, those are my thoughts after playing with the deck. I loved it, and it performed for me, so I hope it will be the same for you. And I think this is enough of me rambling for today, guys. So if you made it to this point, you probably really enjoyed the channel, so please consider liking and subscribing if you aren't. It helps the channel, gives you cool decks every single day, and makes both of us happy. So, I mean, that's a good deal. And if you feel extra generous, you can check out the Patreon and support directly there if you want. So, that's kinda it for today. Thank you to all the patrons that already supported the channel so we can enjoy those decks every single day. You guys are absolutely awesome, and thank you for just being absolute bro. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you tomorrow. And make a comment. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So, see you.